Hey guys, I wanted to do a really short video. I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the awesome events that are being run in Heroes of the Storm. If you're someone who likes to watch esports, while certainly it's not HGC, I think we all wish it was, but there's still a ton of esports to watch. If you want to watch some of the best teams, or sometimes it's really fun to watch some of the lower division teams, because you get to kind of see how they might coordinate a little bit differently, or maybe what they might be doing wrong, maybe what they might be doing right, that they might where they might lack in one area. You can see how they compensate to still take these wins. How they might do some really strange drafts, like the dream drafts. It gets boring seeing the same heroes and the same team comps every single game. It's fun to see one team. I mean, there's one team in Division E, and they run three bruisers and two healers like every single game, and they got up to like third place or something. It was insane. They got so far by running that. And they would run like the ones that I saw was they ran Alex Straza in full E build, the one that you do the fire and it gives you dragon form more often, and then at level 20 your dragon form applies fire with its basic attacks. They went that, and then they went Stim Drone, and they gave it a Stim Drone, so it was attacking fast. They literally wiped an entire team in like seconds. So it's actually really fun to watch a wide variety of these, and I like to just watch them in between games whenever they're running. Whenever I'm playing a game, I'll throw it on the side. So I wanted to talk about some of the events and what the difference between these events are, so that you guys can kind of get an idea. All of these can be found with links to all of them on the subreddit, and I'm going to link to it. Lurhond, one of the mods of the subreddit, does this every Wednesday. And so if you want to keep up with esports, with HOTS esports anyways, you can make sure to check it out. So Heroes Hearth is going to be running CCL again, where CCL in the past went from being purely only like celebrities in the community. It then, I say that because it's like it wasn't like all the big celebrities, and it wasn't all of the small celebrities, but it was mostly streamers for the first season. The second season, they brought in a few high GM players that weren't necessarily streamers. And now we're approaching the third season, and they're doing it very different. So I'm going to pull it up really quick just so you guys can kind of see what we're looking at for this. This is going to be open to everyone in Grandmasters and Masters are available to enter in North America. They said if it goes well in North America, they'll definitely think about doing Europe. Then it's going to be starting in the winter, so we've got a little bit to prepare for this one. If you are Masters or Grandmasters, make sure to take a peek at it, because this one you're going to be joining without a team, and they are going to be doing their best to balance these teams out, and everyone's going to have an opportunity. It's going to be 12 weeks long, and there's going to be, I mean, if it's anything like last two seasons, I had the opportunity to cast it with Bahamut, and we we did our best to remind everyone that there was a community prize pool, so what everyone donated added to the prize pool, and I would say you guys hit that goal probably in the first season. We only missed one day, and in the second season we got every single goal every single day, which was awesome. So the prize pool in 12 weeks would probably get really big. So it'd be a lot of fun, and it's just a lot of fun anyways. And even if you just want to watch it, you can definitely do that. They mentioned that there would be a lot more information on August 18th, so we'll know tomorrow the more information. Make sure to keep an eye out for that. And so that's going to be a big one for sure, but it's not going to be for a little while. So what are some of the other ones that we can look at while we're waiting? NGS Storm Division qualifier is happening now, which means that you can follow. The Storm Division is their highest division, and they need to qualify to get in. So where NGS is one, and Season 10 is also happening right now as well, or at least the registration's happening. So what NGS is Nexus Gaming Series. Nexus Gaming Series breaks down all of their games into a bunch of different divisions. So in this season, it's not going to show the divisions. Let me go to past seasons. There are different divisions for different areas. So for example, Heroic Division was the highest. Now we're going up to Storm Division, and they don't qualify people into Storm Division. You have to actually compete to qualify. Where Heroic Division, they just took every team that averaged like really high Masters and they were like, that's Heroic. Then anyone who averages about Masters, low Masters gets A. And same thing with Diamondish. Then if you are averaging about mid diamond to possibly low diamond, you get B. If you're averaging about mid plat, you're going to get C. If you're averaging about mid gold, you're going to get D. And if you're averaging around silver, you're going to get E. And that's all of your team and your subs average together. And that's where you get placed. Now, Nexus Gaming Series is primarily in North America. Actually, I believe it's only in North America. If you want a Europe version of this, there is Heroes Lounge, which is going as well. And generally, they take just about a month break in between seasons, and then they just pop back in and get into another season. It's a ton of fun. They do allow late entries here and there, but generally, you just want to see if you can join a team for a little bit. And then if you do have an idea to build your team, practice a little bit, wait until a new season, because every season's roll about every 3 months or so. And same thing, Heroes Lounge is primarily in Europe, so you can see there's 7 divisions in Europe, and then in North America there are 4 divisions. So because most of the North America players will just play in NGS and not in Heroes Lounge, where the Europe players don't have the opportunity to play in NGS. So here's Heroes Lounge. Heroes Lounge Div 1 or Div S, the highest division in there, is also a prized event. So where they do a prized event for Div S, every other one is just for fun. Same thing with Nexus Gaming Series. Storm League, Storm Tier, or Storm Division, is going to be a prized event where all the rest of them are pretty much just for fun. You get to grow with your team a little bit. It's practice, get better, maybe pick up a coach. I know on both of these forums they have an option, or both of the Discords they have an option to pick up a coach. So you can make sure to check out their website, join their Discord, because there's a lot of people out there that are higher ranked, but they just don't really want to play competitive anymore. They spend a lot of time watching the game, so they know some strategies that can really help your team out. They can kind of improve. So it's just a great place to improve. In fact, for NGS, for the seasons, it was about 2 through, I want to say 5. I voluntarily picked up teams. And then from seasons, honestly, every other season I've had a team that I've coached that was just paid. With that being said, let's get into the rest of these tournaments really quick and talk a little bit about some of the other ones. So we have NGS, and then we have Top Hots Pro Clash tonight. That was August 14th. That is the Chili Mountain event. Chili Mountain Fight Night is kind of a newer event. I'm actually going to be casting it this Friday. So I highly recommend checking that out. They grabbed some of the better teams that are in North America, but what's funny is there's a ex-HEC Korean team that has jumped into North America, and they have been dominating. So it's a ton of fun. Make sure to check out them. That is an invitational. So there are multiple different types of tournaments. Invitational is where they specifically invite teams that they see. So that is an invitational. If you want your team to be invited, then you can simply send a message over to their Discord and see if you can get your team in there. But it's a really cool event. If you just want to see some of the bigger teams that are going right now, just clash it out. I highly recommend watching these HEC Korean teams. They are insanely good. Then we have Dexterity's 2v2 Brawl. Pretty humble prize pool, but for only being 2 people, you only have to split it between 2 people, which is awesome. Then it talks a little bit more about, these are the teams that the signups are currently open. So we have the Chili Mountain Super Cup, we've got the 2v2 Brawl, we've got NGS's Season 10, as well as the Storm Division. As far as the results of recent tournaments that you can check out the VODs, Panda Cup was an awesome tournament ran by Stock, who is a Russian pro player. I don't know if he was ever pro, but he's a Russian competitive player who was in Open Division, and I swear he won Open Division in 2018, but I could be wrong. Stock's an awesome streamer, but he streams mostly in Russian, so you can always watch Kaldor's VODs of the Panda Cup. It was a lot of fun. Then we have the Storm Division qualifiers. Day 1, Day 2 VODs are already up. Nexus Gaming Series, Storm Division, again, VODs and all of that information are already up. Chili Mountain, you can see all of those, which are going to be fun. So this is the schedule. So Friday, we're going to be seeing 4G Sports versus He's Literally the One, CPOGX Fan Club versus New Game Plus. So that's going to be really cool. And again, I believe on Friday, I'm going to be casting one of those sets. It'll probably be New Game Plus, but we'll see. And then August 19th on... oh, wait, no, that was August 14th. Sorry, this is old. August 19th, which is this coming up Wednesday, we have more Storm Division happening. And then Thursday, more Storm Division happening. And then we will have, again, another Chili Mountain event that's going to be popping up on Friday. With all of that being said, guys, I just wanted to share this. If there's any other events, I know Valcomer, he's in NGS a lot with his team. They've got a team, Can't Counter Pick Stupid. They run an event, and they'll sometimes link it in my Discord, so you get to see that one as well. It's just a fun event. They do different fun things. Sometimes they will have prizes, but usually not. So, guys, there's always events being run. I've actually been bouncing around some ideas about different events depending on how busy I get. I know I'm going to be really busy over the course of October, so I'm not going to be doing a lot of events then, but I might be running some events in November depending on what happens with CCL, the winter, what that exactly means. Because I definitely want to be participating. Whether or not I'm a caster, I'd like to participate in some form or fashion. So with that being said, I just wanted to show you guys all of this. Make sure to check out this post. It's got all the links so you guys can go and check out where to watch all of these. You can watch any of the VODs. They're a ton of fun. I will be doing some analysis on some of these. Some of the ones in particular I'm going to be looking at are the Panda Cup, the Chili Mountain games, and then I'm also going to be looking at the Storm Division, NGS Storm Division. So that's what we're going to be seeing probably over the course of October. I'm going to be breaking down a lot more competitive, get back to the analysis of the channel, and at the same time, I'm just giving these open to everyone so you guys can check them out because there's a ton of them and participate. If you guys have never done NGS or you've never done Heroes Lounge, I highly recommend trying to be at the very least a sub on a team because it gives a lot of new friends. There's this camaraderie, and there's something about it when you can trust someone on your team to do something, and it's also nice to know that people on your team can trust you. One of the things that I felt was so cool when I was playing support on a competitive team is whenever anyone landed a stun, they trusted me to always be able to follow up. The amount of times they shoved me on Tyrande or Malfurion just because they knew that whatever CC they did would be followed up by another CC was just, it was crazy. So I just had played so much of those heroes, and it was cool to have a team trust me, and they'd be like, oh man, if we get Malfurion or Tyrande, we already know we're in a good spot. And so it was fun. It was fun to be like that person that your team, it would boost your team's confidence knowing that they have you on that specific hero. And you get kind of well known in some of these groups because in NGS, you're going to be playing and scrimming against the same groups in your division for so long that you kind of get well known in those divisions. One of the teams that I was coaching, one of the players would only play Rexxar, and he would dominate on Rexxar. In NGS, he had a 78% win rate with Rexxar, to the point that teams would just know, oh, you're going against that team, ban Rexxar. It's just not worth it. It's not worth even trying to beat them when he gets that almost 80% win rate hero. You're just going to be fighting an uphill battle. So it's fun to be well known in your division, even if you're not the highest ranked player. A lot of times people are like, oh, if you're not this person in this high rank, then you're nobody. But it's fun to be in your division that's balanced around your rank and be the best of this role or the best of this hero in that division. So you kind of get to make a name for yourself. So either way, I wanted to keep this a very short video, just talking about some of the events that are being run. I also do want to say that there's a small hint of an event that I'm going to be running during October while I'm busy, primarily because it's not going to require a lot of effort on my part. and it's going to be on my Twitter. So while I don't post a lot on my Twitter, I recommend, I'll probably also post it on Facebook as well, all the socials. I might make a video about it, but it'll be a very short video. But all I'm going to say is it's going to be a contest that's not as reliant on game skill. So feel free to check that out. If people like it, I'll run more like it, or more in that genre or area or idea premise, I don't know. But with all of that being said, I just wanted to talk about these, get you guys hyped up a little bit. I know we all wish this was HGC, but guys, the competition levels are growing. There's a lot of competitive players that have been coming back to the game. One of my favorite streamers, Mike Udall, came back. If you guys haven't checked him out, I would highly recommend checking him out. The reason that I like Mike Udall is there's three reasons. He's a great player. When he was playing initially, he was number one GM where he had 30,000 points, and second place had like 11,000. It was absolutely insane. There's three things. He's a great player. He's very positive. Whether he's winning or losing, he's talking about things that he could improve on and things that he could have done differently as opposed to other players. I despise watching a streamer where they just blame other players the entire time. They should have done that differently. They should have done that differently. They should have done that differently. It's like, no, you are not playing to your best. None of these streamers, if you're logging on, you might be tired. You might not have had breakfast yet. You might not have. Maybe you play better if you don't have breakfast because breakfast makes you groggy. Like, you're never playing at your peak. And no one is as good as really they could be. So whenever I watch people that are only ever blaming other people, when Mike Udall was at 30,000 points, he had a 67% win rate. That means if you're not at a 67% win rate, at 30,000, you're not at least where Mike Udall was when pro players were around. He was at that when pro players were around. So if you're not there, then you're not playing at your peak. And that's what I loved. Even when he was there at 67% win rate, he was still going, this is what I could have done differently. This is what I could have done differently. And then also, he's super positive. And the last thing is he shot calls a lot. And so if you want to learn anything about shot calling, or at least he used to, I think he's getting back into the game, so he might not shot call that much, but I'd highly recommend it. But check out all of these pros that are coming back. Fury is streaming. If you guys don't know who Fury is, he was one of the better tanks in HGC, and he also recently won the Captain's Draft, which I'm surprised the Captain's Draft wasn't mentioned in this link. Captain's Draft was an event that was ran by Leon Black, Russ, as well as Turk, and it was a somewhat invitational where they invited in specific Grandmaster players, and then they did a draft where they had 8 captains, and they said that they liked what the response was from it, and they're going to be running it again. So Fury dominated in that particular event. So feel free to check that out. Check out Fury. But there's a lot of competitive and pro players that are returning to the game. So the competition levels of all of these tournaments are rising. So now is a great time to start watching and finding your favorite events, maybe participating. It's just going to be awesome. So I want to keep the video short. 18 minutes, already not short. But I just want to say, check these out. I'll put the link of this Reddit down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos, these videos. Stay tuned for a lot more competitive analysis coming forward in the next few months. And yeah, I appreciate it. So feel free to check out any of my other videos.